With this life, I am living in a world that's wild and free. And with this voice, I am speaking my truth with clarity. Simple call and response. So here we go. With this life, I am living in a world that's wild and free. And with this voice, I am speaking my truth with clarity. And with this heart, I am loving what once was and what will be. And with this life, I am living both with joy and dignity. With this life, I am living in a world that's wild and free. And with this voice, I am speaking my truth with clarity. And with this heart, I am loving what once was and what will be. And with this life, I am living both with joy and dignity. And you're thinking, well, that's pretty simple. All we have to do is just sing back what she sings. And that's true. But if you are hearing some harmony, you're also welcome to sing back with harmony, something I'm not able to do for you. I can't do both. I can't do no. So I'll sing something. If you're somebody who can hear harmony, feel free to throw something in. With this life, I am living in a world that's wild and free. And with this voice, I am speaking my truth with clarity. And with this heart, I am loving what once was and what will be. And with this life, I am living both with joy and dignity. Both with joy and dignity. Both with joy and dignity. Lovely. You're so good at echoing. That's great. One of the things we talked about today during the Muse rehearsal was how you've been so awesome the last few weeks. You've really been catching on when I'm holding after a performance and you're not applauding. That's intentional. That's awesome. So thank you for following those cues. And I know it's awkward because you have this part of you wants to say thank, like, you know, you did it, you finished the song, good job. And we get that, but it's also sometimes when you end a song a certain way, you kind of want it to just settle. And so there are a couple things that denominationally we do to signal, like there's the hands, the deaf applause. So you're welcome to do that. And there's also rubbing hands together, sort of a quiet. So you're welcome whenever there's a performance that is not rousing. Because if you're quiet after rousing, it's like, oh. So you're welcome to give a quieter applause, quieter appreciation, and you're not, of course, obligated to do anything, because this is the Unitarian Church, so you do you. Show, like on a scale of 1 to 10, you're like, 7. So, yeah, don't do that. So today we're talking about aging, grateful aging. And so I picked a couple songs, that one, you know, what once was and what will be, because that's what we're on, the continuum of aging. There's stuff that was and will never be again. And there's stuff that will be that you don't have now. So that's that continuum. But here's another one that just seemed, you know, appropriate for singing about physical stuff. So, I'm coming home to the wisdom in my bones. In my bones, I'm coming home to the wisdom in my bones. I'm coming home to the wisdom in my bones. In my bones, I'm coming home to the wisdom in my bones. I'm coming home to the wisdom in my bones. In my bones, I'm coming home to the wisdom in my bones. I'm coming home to the wisdom in my bones. In my bones, I'm coming home to the wisdom in my bones. So we'll sing it several times so you can actually get it in your bones, so you're not thinking about it anymore. I'm coming home to the wisdom in my bones. In my bones, I'm coming home to the wisdom in my bones. I'm coming home to the wisdom in my bones. In my bones, I'm coming home to the wisdom in my bones. One more time. I'm coming home to the wisdom in my bones. In my bones, I'm coming home to the wisdom in my bones. Here's a new one. I long for rest. I long for peace. I'm coming home to the wisdom in my bones. I long for rest. I long for peace. I'm coming home to the wisdom in my bones. I long for rest. I long for peace. I'm coming home to the wisdom in my bones. I long for rest. I long for peace. I'm coming home to the wisdom in my bones. I'm coming home to the wisdom in my bones. In my bones, I'm coming home to the wisdom in my bones. I'm coming home to the wisdom in my bones. In my bones, I'm coming home to the wisdom in my bones. I long for rest. I long for peace. I'm coming home to the wisdom in my soul bones. I long for rest. I long for peace. I'm coming home to the wisdom in my bones. I'm coming home to the wisdom in my bones. In my bones, I'm coming home to the wisdom in my bones. I'm coming home to the wisdom in my bones. In my bones, I'm coming home to the wisdom in my bones.
Our opening words are from Michelle Collins. We arrive carrying the familiar ache of not enough time, not enough rest, not enough certainty about what comes next. But here, in the space between one breath and another, something small and persistent whispers, "You are held." We come from days that felt too ordinary to notice. Commutes and meetings, dishes and deadlines, the unremarkable hours that make up most of living. But buried in the mundane lie small miracles we walk past without seeing. Some of us learn to count blessings on our fingers, others to whisper thanks to ancestors or the earth or the sky. We carry different languages of gratitude, different ways of recognizing what sustains us, and all of them are welcome here. Please rise now and bow to your spirit for our opening song, 348, "Guide My Feet."
We light this chalice, our symbol of Unitarian Universalism. We are a church of open minds. We are a church of loving hearts. We are a church of helping hands. Together we care for our earth and work for justice and peace in our world.
Thanks, Stephen, for doing that. So, aging gratefully. This is our time. Yeah, thank you, Harry. Right? It's our time for all ages today. And I was thinking about this when I saw that this was the sermon topic, and I thought, I can do time for all ages because one of the things I've tried to do is spin aging. So yes, thank you, Abby. I always forget kids, you're going to want to come up and see this. Yeah. So, and when I hear about people who don't get the chance to age, it reminds me that I have to be grateful for the things that come along with that, right? There are challenges, there's bad stuff, but there's also the fact that you got there. So a long time ago I said, that day when I realize I need reading glasses, I'm going to be so thankful, because that means I got to be old enough to get reading glasses. Yeah. Yeah? I mean, yeah. Or longer arms. So either one of those would have been fine. But so I thought I would ask some people to tell us what they're grateful for. And you might think now, as you're sitting there, like, where you are in life, what are you grateful for right now that maybe a few years ago you didn't have in your life? And everybody of any age can think about that. And so these people responded. They sent me a photo and a sentence about what they're grateful for, and then I put their photo through an aging app. So aging booth, yeah. So they were willing to let you see themselves age in front of your eyes. So we're going to go to the first slide. This I did myself. Took a selfie. There I am in my office, right? And I'm thankful I get to experience things that only happen due to aging. So that's something I'm grateful for. And then I put myself through the app. You can change the slide. I think I'm adorable, right? And you can see, right? Gravity starts to work its stuff. All right, so we can go to the next slide. Stephen was willing to be part of this. So Stephen says, I like getting older because I have more freedom, right? So are you ready to see yourself? You ready to see this? Here we go. Look at you. If you are lucky enough to look like that someday, wouldn't that be great? Yeah, right. If the sweatshirt still fits, that'll be interesting. But all right, next slide. Bailey was willing to let us do this to her. I've realized that a full and happy life means prioritizing time with friends, family and friends, and I'm more comfortable saying no to protect it. So hopefully when Bailey looks like this, she'll still be protecting her time. Oh. Yeah, you can see there's some consistency in the app, right? They take out some color, they give us silver hair. Now what's funny, on the younger people, they just guess where wrinkles might be. They're like, maybe in here somewhere. For the rest of us, they find a path. All right, next slide. AJ. I love learning new things or relearning them. So let's see what AJ's gonna look like when he's still learning new things. Yeah, I think it's good. We're all good. Next slide. Okay, Fiona. Fiona didn't have a quote. Well, we can imagine at Fiona's age, Fiona may be grateful for getting more interesting food, perhaps, or being able to walk. There are things. So anyway, this is a challenge for the aging app, but here's Fiona when Fiona ages, right? Again, face is kind of pulled down. Yeah. Yeah. Here we go. Here's another one. Dax was willing to do this. So Dax likes being more independent, which is great. So let's see Dax aged. Yeah. It almost looks like a costume, right? Like they just put a costume on. Next slide. Jack. Jack likes that he's better at soccer now. He's grateful for that. And here's Jack through the, yeah. I think it actually works pretty well on Jack, right? That's good. And I think this might be our last one. One more? Yeah, here we go. My spouse is willing to do this. He says, I can play the getting older card as a guilt-free excuse to pay other people to do the house maintenance that I keep avoiding. All right, let's put Steve through the app. Okay. I think he maxed it out. I don't know. So anyway, he's a good sport. All right, anyway. So there we go. No matter what age or stage we're at, we've got things we can be grateful for. And I did notice that the app never plays with the eyes. Like the eyes stay the same. So it did make me think, like when you look in the eyes of someone else, no matter what age they are, that's that same person inside. So if you look in the eyes of someone who's 90 years old, they still have that young person behind those eyes. So just something to think about as we sing our kids out. So here we go. You ready? See you later, alligator, after a while, crocodile. We send you out with love and a smile. Thank you for the lessons that you freely share, from the way you play to the way you care. See you later, alligator, after a while, crocodile. We send you out with love and a smile. Thank you for the lessons that you freely share, from the way you play to the way you care.
Good morning. My name is Becky Sate. I'm a worship associate of this church. And will you join me in our responsive reading? You'll say the words in italics and bold. It's titled Honoring Our Elders by Elizabeth Stevens. We give thanks for your presence among us. You are living examples of courage and perseverance. We give thanks for the stories you have collected through the years. By sharing your stories, you help shape ours. We give thanks for the many tasks you have undertaken for the betterment of others. Okay, well, we give thanks. We give thanks for your patience and your forbearance. We know that getting older is not easy. Thank you for modeling aging with grace. We promise this day to do what it takes to make your continued participation possible. Your presence matters. We promise to listen carefully when you speak. Your stories matter. We promise to carry forward the work of this community. Your contributions matter. We promise to journey with you in the years to come and to support you in ways that you deem helpful in the years you have left on this earth. Your life matters. You matter to us, and we know that we matter to you. Let us be grateful for the gifts that come as generations meet and mingle. Because in this community of memory, caring, and hope, we believe that love matters most of all.
I think we can't sit for this one, if we're able. Here we go. Let's see what happens, William. I'm here for you. Here we go. When I get older, losing my hair, many years from now, will you still be sending me a valentine, birthday greetings, bottle of wine? If I'd been out till 2:45, would you lock the door? Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64? You'll be older too. It's too high for me. The word I stay with you. Sorry, gang, I'm not helping you much. Here we go. I could be handy mending a fuse when your lights have gone. You can knit a sweater by the fireside. Sunday morning, go for a ride. Doing the garden, digging the weeds. Who could ask for more? Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64? Here we go. Every summer we can rent a cottage on the Isle of Wight if it's not too deep. We shall scrimp and sing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Grandchildren on your knee. Vera, Chuck, and Dave. Send me a postcard, drop me a line, stating point of view. Indicate precisely what you mean to say. You're sincerely wasting away. Give me your answer, fill in a form, mine forevermore. Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64?
Will you join me now in a time of prayer and meditation? Spirit of life, we hold in our hearts all who are in the second half of life, those who aspire to move from aging to saging. We breathe with those whose hearts have been broken open, that we may continue to grow in love. We breathe with all who have been disappointed, that we may continue to dream. We breathe with all who no longer find delight in the activities of our youth, that we might find new delights. We breathe with those who live with daily pain, that we may find comfort and strength to greet each day anew. We breathe with those experiencing new limits in the body, grieving the loss of what we once could do, held by the body's possibilities still with us. We breathe with those whose fire is burning low. May we open to the spark of inspiration and new life. May our journeys of aging and awakening together be a blessing. May it be so, and amen.
This morning's reading is Boat Song by Margaret Atwood. There's pushing and scrabbling, not nearly enough lifeboats. That much is obvious. So why not spend the last few moments practicing our modest art as we have always done? Creating a pool of possibly false comfort in the midst of tragedy? There's something to be said for that. Picture us then in the ship's orchestra. We all stay in our places, tootling and strumming and marking time with our workaday instruments as the shouts and boots trample past. Some have jumped. Their furs and desperations weigh them down. Clawed hands reach up through the ice. What are we playing? Is it a waltz? There's too much uproar for the others to make it out clearly, or else they're too far away. An upbeat foxtrot? A sugary old hymn? Whatever it is, that's us with the violins. As the lights fade and the great ship slides down and the water closes in.
I love Margaret Atwood's poem, Boat Song, with her poignant images that remind us of the Titanic, and especially her line, "So why not spend the last few moments practicing our modest art as we have always done?" My topic today is the glory and the reality of our modest art of aging, a process so subtle and yet so profound that each of us experiences it in our own way. Some things we have control over. Other things are simply out of our hands. And meanwhile, everyone's ship is slowly sinking. Everyone's. Sign me up for the orchestra, tootling and strumming and marking time with our workaday instruments. And what shall be our finale, our recessional? Atwood gives us a few ideas. What are we playing? She asks. Is it a waltz? An upbeat foxtrot? A sugary old hymn? And that's where I hear the people say, "Amen." That's where she got me right in the heart. Aging is about more than just marching to the beat of our own drummers. It's about the songs that we create together and share with the world. There is both majesty and tragedy in our stories. I aim to do a little justice to both. So let's start out on the sunny side. In case you had any doubt, I wholeheartedly choose Sugary Old Hymn, of which I could name hundreds, and we sang a few this morning already. But for today, may I present When I'm 64, lyrics written by Saint Paul McCartney when he was a mere 14 years old. The song appeared on the Beatles' 1967 album, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, probably one of the first records I ever owned. Actually, that's wrong. Yellow Submarine was my first record. Now, we have all literally grown older with When I'm 64. I have laughed at its jingly tune. Like they say, I ain't getting any younger. If the shoe fits, there's no time like the present. On its face, When I'm 64 is just another silly love song set in the future. Will time join our souls forever, or will time push us asunder? You'll be older too, McCartney reminds us. Yes, the cliches are there. It's easy to poke fun at losing your hair or doing the garden and digging the weeds. But there is also a serious undertone of impending loneliness. Would you lock the door? Who could ask for more? Give me your answer, fill in a form. Whether it is signed, sealed, and delivered, or just implied by our actions, love is a promise, a covenant, a contract, made more valuable in my mind by the compound returns over time. Love is a worthy investment in any portfolio, and the beneficiaries are well compensated. Aging is an investment in love. Have you seen this cover of The New Yorker? Yes, it is mildly ageist, and I certainly don't approve of that. But this is also political satire, which carries with it a broader brush. Age in our society can represent the pinnacle of power, but not for all older folks. I worked for more than 30 years in nursing homes and senior living facilities, so I am well aware that ageism is a rampant issue, and a change in mobility status is not something to laugh about. Until it happened to me. When I was serving a congregation in Texas, I tripped over a curb and landed hard on the hot, dry desert soil. I got up and walked away, but soon I had the biggest bruise of my entire life and was barely able to move. Ice and Tylenol were my best friends for months, while I suffered in private. When I recovered, I laughed that I was able to walk away from that injury, aware that I have been given another chance to slow down and smell the Texas sagebrush and wild bluebonnets. For years, I have cautioned people that a single fall can be a life-changing experience. So using a cane, a walker, or a wheelchair if necessary is the smart thing to do. Grab bars are also helpful tools to maintain balance and stability. I want grab bars everywhere. So I tip my hat to everyone who takes the extra care to stay upright as they keep moving forward. Oh, and please consider wearing sensible shoes. One thing age teaches us is the value of comfortable feet with non-skid soles and good arch support. Turning 50 is one of the major milestones in life. At that point, you will start getting invitations to join AARP, formerly known as the American Association of Retired Persons. Now it's just AARP. According to their website, AARP was founded in 1958 by Dr. Ethel Percy Andrus. She was many things to many people: a teacher, a patriot, a mentor, a leader, a visionary, a trendsetter, a disruptor, an advocate, an innovator, and a voice for older adults struggling to get by. How does AARP know when you turn 50? Nobody knows. And that's one of the secrets to their success. When I turned 50, after I received 3 invitations in 3 weeks, I joined. And I've been a proud member ever since. I joined at first just to save the environment and stop the continued invitations, no lie. I know now that AARP would never have given up on me. And my love of AARP has only increased over the years. I regularly take advantage of discounts on travel and other benefits from my membership, but that's not the best part. The best part is getting information and providing advocacy for maintaining an active and worthwhile life for older folks. Now, I love reading magazines and supporting good journalism, but there's only one magazine that I read from cover to cover, the AARP magazine, which I just found out is the world's largest circulation magazine. It goes out to every one of its 38 million members. Some highlights from recent issues: Ringo Starr is 85 years old, still drumming, and still getting by with a little help from his friends. And studies show that music is essential to a healthy brain. So thank you, Bill and Julie and everyone who shares the gift of music with the world. But music, grab bars, and AARP are not the only good things about getting older. According to the National Institutes of Health, quote, a growing body of literature has documented the beneficial effects of religious involvement on various health outcomes, specifically compared with individuals who attend religious functions less frequently. Individuals who often attend religious services have lower levels of functional disability, lower prevalence of hypertension, and better functional recovery following a heart attack. The association between religious involvement and lower mortality is robust, with weekly attendance at religious services accounting for an additional 2 to 3 years of life. And notable, of all the religious and spiritual measures available, like private religious practices, religious affiliation, or general spirituality, it is religious attendance that has consistently demonstrated to be the most beneficial to a wide array of health outcomes. And one study found that people who attended religious services once a week or more, we have Wonderful Wednesday coming up, experienced less cognitive decline 3 years later than those who attended less than once a week. The authors suggest that religious attendance as a form of social engagement has a unique influence on cognitive functioning. Now, some elements of religious activity may promote mental stimulation that protects against cognitive decline. Indeed, research has found that social disengagement, are any of you socially disengaged right now, is a risk factor for cognitive decline among elderly individuals. Stimulating activities have been shown to help build cognitive reserve capacity that delays the manifestation of cognitive difficulties. And religious attendance may increase sensory stimulation through activities such as prayer, reading, singing, sermons, philosophical discussions, and socializing. Another explanation is that engagement in religious activities provides lessons for coping that in turn reduce levels of stress, anxiety, and depression. And now, in summation, let's wake each other up by remembering a song written by Neil Diamond, but made famous by the Monkees. I'm a believer. Can you say that with me? I'm a believer. One more time. I'm a believer. Yes, dear friends, I'm a believer that a regular, weekly spiritual refueling with a beloved community of faith is good for you. And you, in turn, are good for us. The benefit works both ways. And it becomes even more important when we get older and the walls start creeping in and our worlds become a smaller place. But aging is not something that hits us only on our milestone dates, like our 20th, 30th, 40th, 50th, 60th, 70th, 80th, 90th, and beyond birthdays. When I turned 30, someone gave me a styrofoam tombstone that said, "Baby boomer bites the dust." I think I still have it somewhere, but boy, were they wrong. Aging is a fact of life that is constantly flowing like a river. There was a nursing home in South Minneapolis that had a billboard that I loved that said something like, "Take some time to visit the elders. Yes, even you are getting older." Even you. Yes, even some of you so-called young people are also getting older. And going to church may be good for you too. Religious organizations provide one of the last places in society that welcomes and celebrates intergenerational interactions. So thank you if you're visiting the old folks today. However you come into this hallowed hall, whatever your age, whomever you love, wherever you live, I hope that you will find here stimulating engagement for developing and sharing your own faith. And for those of you who need to suspend your disbelief before you enter, you are welcome too. Try before you buy is common sense, ancient wisdom. Blessed be, may it be so, and amen.
Good morning. My name is Jean Helms, and my pronouns are she, they. Today is a Share the Plate Sunday. Every year, the congregation votes on 10, or this year 11, because there was a tie, local nonprofits, and we give all the Share the Plate offerings during this month to that nonprofit. I'm very excited to let you know that this month's recipient is the Food Bank of Lincoln, and Jason Pauling is here with us, who will now share more about their important work.
All right, thank you very much. Really appreciate you all having us here. And I'm going to go off script right away because the messages were so great this morning. So first off, I'm grateful. I'm 54 years old in a week, and I'm grateful because we're new grandparents. So my wife and I are first-time grandparents, but that baby's here this weekend, and had a great night Friday night. Last night, got a cold or something, couldn't breathe. So we were up all night. So I feel like the automatic aging thing. I've got the bags under my eyes this morning. And just also so happened that my son that lives in Omaha went on a vacation, and we're watching his golden retriever. And so I'm full of golden retriever hair. I got bags under my eyes. I feel like, all right, this is my confessional. We're in the church, but yeah. But anyway, thank you so much for having me, and thanks so much for thinking of the food bank. You all have been great supporters over the years, and that continues with this, making us the mission of this month, and just really, really appreciate it. Just so you know, that whatever dollars come in from this, $1 when it goes to the food bank turns into 2 meals in the community, and I'll tell you here in a little bit how that happens. But so if $100 comes in, that's 200 meals that are going out through our food program. So it's just amazing. But thank you so much for your support. We can go to the next slide if you want to. It's a little hard to read from back here, but the main part I wanted you to see is on the left side. So at the Food Bank of Lincoln, our mission is to alleviate hunger in southeast Nebraska. And I thought, what better way to, I thought about putting a bunch of statistics up there to show you how much food and all that stuff we're doing, but I thought, what better way to tell you what we do than with some testimonials that are up there, so you guys can look at that as I'm talking to you. But I worked in the corporate world for 28 years, and then I went to the food bank 2 years ago, and that mission that you see up there is a big reason why I went. It's because every day I get to go to work to say I get to help alleviate hunger in southeast Nebraska. My part of that's on the fundraising side, the community partnership side, but there's 34 other people at the food bank that go for that reason every single day. And so it's inspiring when you see a driver doing that, when you see our CFO doing that. Everybody's there to help feed people, and the cool part is you're all part of that today, because what you're doing is going to help us go out and feed people. And it couldn't be a more important time. I wasn't really planning on talking about the SNAP stuff, but over the last 3 weeks, it's been anxious times, and there could be people in here that are getting SNAP benefits that had issues. And I talked to 2 people in one day last week that stopped at the food bank to get food, and both of them had a similar scenario. One was an elderly person that had a mix-up in October, and so they didn't get their SNAP benefits, and then in November at the time, wondering if you're going to get them. You could just see the fear in her eyes. And then right after that, a young woman walked in that had 4 kids that were under 6 years old, and she didn't get hers in October either. And so that's that amount of money in October, not sure if you're going to get it in November. That's a huge part of the income to help buy groceries, and so that's why the food bank is there. I'll just boil it down to that. We are a safety net for when stuff like that happens. Your contributions, everybody else contributing, helps us to buy food for those situations so we can be there. And we say all the time, all are welcome. All are welcome. A big way that we get food out is through mobile distribution, where we put food in a parking lot and people can drive through and get food. And all are welcome to do that. We just did one of those last Friday up in Air Park. And a cool part of my job is I get to go out and do that. I get to help put food in people's cars. And I'm a talker, so I kind of get in trouble. So on Friday, we served, it was 820 families went through in 2 hours for this thing. And so you can picture cars lined up in 2 rows to get in, and it goes into 4 rows. And I'm there putting food in people's cars. I ask how they're doing, and sometimes they'll tell you how they're doing, you know. And there was a woman that came through, just to give you a sense for who's coming through, she just looked scared, kind of like the other people I described, and said, I never thought I'd be here. I don't know how this works, but my husband got cancer. We had 2 incomes. Now we have 1 income because he can't work anymore. I don't even know where to start. And I said, you're in the right place. You don't have to worry about food here. We'll give you a grocery bag full of food. So that's one less thing she had to think about. So that's an example of what you're helping with, is helping us to be that safety net to go out and do that. A few other things I know I only had 3 minutes, sorry. But I'm going to talk to you the rest of the day. Some of the other stuff you might have heard about is Lincoln Fresh. That's fresh produce that goes out. We do that in 15 spots around Lincoln. People can go walk through that one and get fresh produce. That's an awesome program that you're helping with. And then also the child hunger. If you grew up in any kids in LPS or somewhere around Lincoln, you know about the backpack program and food markets. That's the other thing that's a big thing as far as what we do. So long story short, and one of the other surprises I didn't realize is how many agencies the food bank helps with. So the Center for People, Gathering Place, Matt Talbot, all come to us to get food, so then they can focus on what they're really good at. They don't have to worry about the food. They can come to us to get that. So I'll let you go to the next slide, and then I'll wrap this thing up. This is the main point. Thank you so much for what you've done in the past. This is the staff at the food bank. These are all my coworkers. I love going to work every day. Feel entirely blessed to be part of that, and I feel blessed to be here with you all. Thank you so much for the invitation, and thank you for what you're doing through your monthly giving. It's going to help a lot of people. So thank you.
Thank you, Jason. As a reminder for this morning, any loose cash or checks with Share the Plate in the memo line will go to the food bank. We will give them anything that comes in electronically this month as well. You can text your offering to UC Lincoln and the amount to 73256. That's UC Lincoln and the amount to 73256. Your offering will now be gratefully received.
Okay, thank you for joining us today. My name is Leslie Ryan. My pronouns are she, her. I'm a member of the Board of Trustees. Just one special welcome to those of you who are visiting for the first time. We're always glad to see you. I have a few announcements to share as the church community extends beyond Sunday morning worship. Youth in Action is collecting food for our Little Free Pantry this month. There's a bin near the church office. This is one small way we can also help to fill the SNAP gap. Join us next Sunday for the first of 2 town halls after service. Town halls are your opportunity to learn about items on the agenda and ask questions to prepare for the winter congregational meeting. A special all-church e-blast will go out next Thursday. Each week we hold a short newcomer chat after service. Stop by the tree in the gallery. And finally, please rise now for hymn number 324, Where My Free Spirit Onward Leads.
By my own light illumined.
Each month, I usually preach for 3 Sundays on and then have 1 Sunday off. But today is my 6th Sunday in a row. Can you believe it? I know, who's counting? It has been lovely. Next Sunday, the LGBTQIA+ Welcoming Committee will lead a service honoring Transgender Day of Remembrance. And 2 weeks from today, Jason Slaughter will be reflecting on ways to show gratitude. Meanwhile, I will be going over the hills and through the woods to my home in Wisconsin for Thanksgiving with my family. I've heard talk and rumors of snow along the way. I wish you and your families a happy and fulfilling time of gratitude and reunion. I will be back in the pulpit on December 7th as we enter the Yuletide season. And our service of silent witness will convene in this sanctuary at 11:15 today. It's a special time of sharing joys, concerns, milestones, prayer requests, and supporting the caring ministry of this congregation. Please join us if you are able. Our closing words are from John C. Morgan. In the end, it won't matter how much we have, but how generously we have given. It won't matter how much we know, but rather how well we live. And it won't matter how much we believe, but how deeply we love. Go now in peace.
Let your little light shine, shine, shine. Let your little light shine all night long. There may be someone down in the valley trying to get home. Well, it may be me and it may be you. It may be my sister or my brother too. But there may be someone down in the valley trying to get home. Let your little light shine, shine, shine. Let your little light shine all night long. There may be someone down in the valley trying to get home. Well, it may be me and it may be you. It may be my sister or my brother too. But there may be someone down in the valley trying to get home. Let your little light shine, shine, shine. Let your little light shine all night long. There may be someone down in the valley trying to get home. Well, it may be me and it may be you. It may be my sister or my brother too. But there may be someone down in the valley trying to get home. There may be someone down in the valley trying to get home.
Very good. I thought you were during the silence.